Oyez! Oyez, good gentles all! Draw nigh and hear the words of their majesties, Anton and Leonard, Rex and Regina Atlantia, for herein opens their court.
So, please be seated. Make yourself comfortable. Find some shade. First we want to do is say thank you for the staff that put this together, and thank you for everyone that had a way to make it possible to be here. It's been wonderful so far. Now it is hot as the dickens, and that's okay. But first question I have, Alarin, can you hear us okay back there? Okay, good. It's hard to tell with the mask on. So, we've had a nice day with rapier fighting. We've had a nice day with heavy fighting. More importantly, we've had a great day with just hanging out and seeing each other and being able to move around and feel like we're going to get together a little more often. For Lynette and I, it is fabulous to have had the support and done the stuff that we've done over the last year to see some of the fruits of the labor of not just us, but our great officers, our baron and baronesses, basically people who really care about this kingdom. The fruit of that is we come together and we start to get back together again and we reunite, and it feels like we haven't missed any time. So that's been absolutely wonderful. So thank you all. Your Highnesses, you want to say, either one of you say anything to everybody before we get going?
Yes, Your Majesty, thank you. I just want to say thank you so much for having us here. It has been a wonderful day getting to know so many of you. If I did not get to speak to you, hopefully I'll get to speak to you shortly. So thank you so much for today and making us feel so very welcome.
It's been a great pleasure, guys, to come out here and see all my old friends and meet a whole bunch of new people and just relive the SCA in a brand new way. I've never been to this barony, and it is a great joy to be here.
Really?
Never here.
Well, good on you.
And we miss their excellencies being with us here today, but they have an excellent excuse. And hopefully we'll have some very good news soon.
Yep.
That's how you grow better.
Yep.
Yes. I understand that we have a couple of newcomers with us here today. If you are a newcomer, could you please stand? Just stand where you're at or wave at us or... Yay! Thank you for being with us today as we try to get back into our normal activities, and I hope you had a great time. Thank you.
Their Majesties would have before them now Mistress Brianna Llewellyn Lindsay.
All right. So this is just an announcement. We wanted to thank Mistress Brianna. She has served as our order principal for the Order of the Laurel, and she is stepping down. So thank you for your years of service to the order. You certainly have been dedicated, and I know that sometimes it can be an onerous task to be an administrator, but it's a very necessary task, and you certainly help the crowns and heirs to help sort out the business. Taking Mistress Brianna's place, stepping up as the next principal, is Master Drew D'Anjou.
So, vivats for both.
4. Mistress Brianna, outgoing order principal, and Master Drew, incoming order principal of the Order of the Laurel. Vivat! 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 Their Majesties would see now Master Richard Fox.
I haven't seen him.
All right. Master Richard was also an order principal for our Order of the Pelican. He is also stepping down. also has been a long-serving principal, and that's been very difficult for him because he travels a lot in his modern life. So we thank him for his years of service also. And stepping up as the next principal of the Order of the Pelican is Mistress Mary Isabel of Heatherstone, who we all know as Mistress Molly.
4. Master Richard and Mistress Molly, outgoing and incoming order principals for the Order of the Pelican. Vivant! Vivant! Vivant!
So sometimes when you have a little bit of an extended reign, you get to be a part of replacing a few more people than normal. So it's never replaced principals before. It's
There you go.
yep.
Their Majesties would see them now before them. Lord William de Hirst.
Is he here? I don't believe he's here. Okay.
So William has come to our attention for his work in teaching, being dedicated, and allowing the kingdom to benefit from his knowledge. He's done extensive writings and study on the area of North Africa and helping to expand our knowledge in that area. Furthermore, he's been part of the kingdom moving forward. And for this, his stewardship as well as his academic studies, we would like to award him a coral branch at this point and bring him into the nobility of our court.
Yeah, you already have one.
I already have one. You have a scroll?
We do. Greetings, fair citizens of Atlantia. We, Anton and Leonard, King and Queen of this sovereign realm, do honor and recognize William de Hirst for his equestrian arts, teaching and sharing his knowledge of this and other arts so freely with others. Thus do we, Anton and Leonard, honor William de Hirst with our Order of the Coral Branch this 5th day of June, Honor Societatis 56 at Stovik Novice and Unbelt Tournament. Calligraphy and penwork done by Baroness Amelia Rose. Four, Lord William de Hirst, newest recipient of the Order of the Coral Branch. Vivat! 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 Their Majesties would be attended now by Milady Emmeline Roderick.
Not here?
It's going to be one of the challenges, I think, for the remainder of this reign as well as the beginning of the next is a lot of worthy generals are in need of recognition. And because of the limits on who can be and who can't, and then the travel and then the other effects that we have, a lot of awards are given, unfortunately, without them being present. It doesn't change the commitment from the royalty side of this to recognize worthy people, but it is the environment we're functioning in at this point.
So, for Milady Emmeline, she just recently started, and she started with the Awesome Con demo. And she hails from Roxbury Mill. She spent 12 hours at the demo alone, just meeting and greeting and advertising and telling people about the SCA. And since then, she has become Deputy Chatelaine, and she's working to become Deputy Youth Minister. So Emmeline she's ready to rock and roll. She's ready to get started.
Rock and roll.
She is. She's ready to rock and roll. And that's the kind of enthusiasm and energy that we love to see. And for that, we are going to raise her to the nobility of our kingdom and award her arms today.
A woman of valor who can find, for her price is above sapphires and emeralds. The heart of Atlantia safely trusts in her, and it has no lack of gain. She does it good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeks smiles and mirth and willingly captures them with her eyes. She is like the merchant ships. She brings our joy to new people. She rises also while it is yet night and brings fame to her shire and a portion to her kingdom. She considers a multitude and draws them in. With the fruit of her hands, she plants a vineyard. She girds her heart with strength and makes strong her mind. She perceives that her tribe grows. Her lamp goes not out by night. She stretches out her hand to the young. Yea, she reaches forth her hands to newcomers. She is not afraid of the snow for her shire, for all her newcomers are clothed with gold. She makes for herself garb. Her clothing is fine linen and emeralds. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she smiles at the days to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the law of kindness is on her tongue. She looks well to the ways of Atlantia, and eats not the bread of idleness. Queen Linnet rises up and calls her blessed, King Anton also, and he praises her. Many novices have done valiantly, but on this day in AS 56 in Stovik, Emmeline Radani rises above them all. Rank is deceitful and power is vain, but a woman that serves her land, she shall be praised. Give her arms and let her works praise her in the gates.
Beautiful.
Illumination by Lady Adelheid Halfpint, calligraphy by Lady Colfina, and text by Magistra Isilda. 4. Lady Emmeline, newest member of the Atlantean nobility. Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
There's a lot of words on a little scroll.
That was a lot. That was a beautiful scroll.
Double pay for that. Wood, my lord, Bran Midwinter, come into court.
I didn't think so. All right. So Bran hails from Tiersea Shore, and that would have been a long journey for him.
Long trek.
So for those of you who attend university, if you are at all interested in the scribal arts, Bran has developed one of the best classes on layout and design for scrolls. He has done numerous scrolls himself. He teaches at university. He also teaches locally. He has a fair, wondrous knowledge of art history, which I think probably really lends itself to his art. So for his award scrolls and his duty and his willingness to teach others about the scribal art, we are minded to make him a member of our Order of the Coral Branch today, and with that, raised him to the nobility.
You are the child of art, art the child of design. Design born of balance, itself twinned with movement, ever braided with rhythm and pattern, all wrapped in line, color, and contrast, into the very weft of creation. The waves themselves called to us to recognize an artist among the streams of knowledge, at the confluence of wisdom, penning art for every eye, and teaching all who seek his science. Sparkling secrets dwelling between candle and flame. Call him Halford Bran Midwinter, and set a coral branch above him, to mark his glory out to all who hear his name and see his works, and award him arms so blazoned, purple, argent, and sable, a tree blasted and eradicated, and in chief 2 ravens respectant, all counterchanged. Done this 5th day of June, Honor Societatis 56 at Stovik Novice. So say Linnet Brihen and Anton Reed. Calligraphy and illumination by Lady Colfina. Text by Olam Linnea.
Ask us, Ron.
Four, Lord Bran Midwinter, newest companion of the Coral Branch and newest member of the Atlantean nobility. Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
Okay, so I get a lot of questions. Her Majesty gets lots of questions. I think His Grace Ragnar gets a lot of questions. What is a narwhal? Not so much what the creature looks like. I think we've got that pretty well locked down at that point in Atlantia. But what is this? It's an augmentation of arms. We've worked with the Herald's office, and Atlantia has regalia that was reserved as a narwhal. We give narwhals in this reign for a very simple purpose. The award was generated for this, the augmentation, was to recognize those who have done the work during the pandemic to keep the kingdom moving. Some of these are large jobs, some of these are small jobs. Most of these are jobs that nobody else was doing, and people found opportunities to do them. And because of that, more people found opportunities to do things. The amount of help that Her Majesty and I have had is unbelievable. We would have run out of gas long ago without it. These narwhals represent our thank you to those people, many of which there's not an appropriate award for, but it's a thanks from us. It's an augmentation of your arms. You work with the Triton Herald to display as you wish, and then we have a token that we have commissioned that we give out for it. We're going to read off a roll of people that are receiving them at this point. We've done it a few other times, and this will take us up to somewhere around 140 narwhals in this reign. We will hand over to their highnesses some additional narwhals. They will interpret how they wish to go forward with it. There are no rules around this. Thor and Windmaster's Hill cast them for us, and they're absolutely lovely in a very simplistic way. With that said,
Yes, once the names are read, please don't come up. Come and see us after court to get your narwhal token.
Right. Work with Esperanza. Esperanza, put your hand up. Thank you. If you're going to take a narwhal for someone else, make sure she knows where it's going. Okay? Narwhal keeping is in the Esperanza.
Wheelhouse.
She is the shepherd of that flock. Why narwhals? One of the legends of narwhals is their horns healed the sick, and it seemed to be an appropriate representation for this time period. Your Grace, if you would, read the names. Please stay seated. We'll do vivats for everyone. And thank you very much for the work that you've given to this kingdom and the way that you've supported us, your great officers, and your Baron and Baroness. Thank you.
Vivian LaFleur, Christoph Krieger, Lucina of Southampton, Deborah Michelli, Kuhn McDaig, Randall de Gloucester, Mark Daubigny, Nikolai Ivanovich, Paganis Akritis, Delecta Diane de Averno, Kian Mac Kalain U Dublé, Winfert Rodri, Vincenzo de Esti, Thomas Kilbride, Signe Harry, Cataldo Carini, Matthew of Norfolk, Jean-Claude de Calais, Lydia Thistlethwaite, Linhart von Marsburg, Eldrith of Humberstone, Lydia Ragusa, Myriane Lalaurie, Jean-Maurice La Mariniere, Catalina Raquel de Luna, Tagenerum Grenville of Devon, Colfina Valraven, Magda Z. Stolberg, Bevan, Finn Kirkpatrick, Colette Vitalis, Calric de Revel, Ilaria de Gandia, Harold Brandarm, Caradrin Firk Owain, Gudai Kachinaga, Wanda Ostanawa, Ludwig Brumser, Sin Lauren's daughter, Lucas von Riemer, Elizabeth of Rosewood, Elaine Abdavis, Aza al-Shirazi, Tiberius Ophidius Crispus, Rhiannon of Ravenscove, Robert of the Misty Marsh by the Sea, Bridget O'Shea, Adon Aylwin, Anya Roud, Ing Neal, John Bigheaded, Oriana of Exlina, Alonzo Falcone, Elise de Avignon, Naran Namucci, Marie-Therese Normand, Wolf Nuremberger, Janef Wolfelin, Sven Olafsson, Naveen Bat Rav Adam, Malari Athro, Marie Marskal, Brian Morgan, Oltani Bayar Bashir, Deidre O'Sheehan, Amelia Rose, and Katrina Ingen Furgus.
So, for those people, we say once again, thank you.
Thank you.
Vivats for that?
For the newest recipients of the augmentation of arms of the Narwhal, Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
Now, the scary thing about that is, in our first reign, Duke Girth, God rest his soul, taught us a very valuable lesson about how long court could be. And his lesson was 3 MPA, 3 minutes per award. That's what you get for court. Well, we just read out 50 names. We've got a lot of time for court. No, we don't.
We don't. We
We
really don't.
But I was thinking about Girth when we were going through there. At your leisure.
Yes, Your Majesty. Their Majesties would be attended now by my Lord Bjorn of Black Diamond,
Is Bjorn here? I haven't seen him.
Well, there he is.
There he is. See, you're sitting there comfortable. Thought, I got nothing to worry about.
I was staying in the back, Your Majesty.
All right.
How are
Take a
you?
knee, sir. So, words of your work. As a marshal, building armor, putting people on the field in your home barony. Today seems like the right day to raise you to our nobility. That work is what's going to help continue the growth as we come back and we start to get together. That enables people to come together and follow the passion that they have for the fighting arts. It doesn't happen without someone caring. It doesn't happen without someone leading. Thank you very much for your work.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
There's a scroll.
well pleased by our subject Bjorn of Black Diamond, we bestow upon him arms by our hand this June 5th, Honor Societatis 56 at our Stovik Novice event. Anton Rex, Lina Regina. Calligraphy and illumination by Maestra Esperanza Susanna Fletcher.
Well deserved.
Congratulations, Lord Bjorn.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
For Lord Bjorn of Black Diamond, newest member of the Atlantean nobility. Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
We got to do it in the first.
Their Majesties would be attended now by my Lord Elias de Birton.
Only,
No.
only A's are here.
All right, so Elias has spent a lot of attention and detail to learning and teaching around 14th century items such as garb, forestry, and how the medieval arts were taught actually medievally, scholarship. He has learned how to teach both virtually and live in person, which for any of you who have done that, you know it can be challenging. It's not quite the same thing to teach online as it is to teach in person. He has done that, and he's focused on things like fire making and medieval gear and accessories. So he's done an outstanding job in bringing the arts and sciences out to the populace during this time. And for that, we would raise him to the nobility by making him a member of our Order of the Coral Branch.
Great is the foundation of a kingdom that rests upon the works of viridescent beauty. A kingdom without art is a lifeless and barren place. Elias de Birton stands out among our populace for creating and sharing 14th century foresters' culture and thus enlivening our realm. Therefore do we, Anton and Linnet, King and Queen of Atlantia, induct our Elias de Birton into the Order of the Coral Branch. For he has brought beauty to our kingdom land as coral brings beauty to the sea. Furthermore, we do raise him to the ranks of nobility and award him arms, to wit, please see a herald to have your arms registered, done this 5th day of June on the Societatis 56 at our Stovik Novice and Unbelt Tournament in our barony of Stovik. Text by Adelicia de Cumbria and Tim Hackinson. Calligraphy by Isabel of Carnwith. Illumination by Isabel Carnwith and Magnus Dunbar. For Lord Elias de Birton, newest companion of the Order of the Coral Branch and noble of the Kingdom of Atlantia, Vivat! 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 Their Majesties would see before them, my Lord Roderick Mund.
So Roderick hails from Notting Hill Quill. So again, that would have been a good drive for him today. I don't know if any of you know this, but he has been serving as the Opal Herald. And the Opal Herald is the one who gives out the notifications, the heraldic submission notifications for acceptance and returns. That is a lot of work. And along with that, Roderick has been one of our unlucky members who actually had COVID. So even with that put him down for a little while, he has managed to keep pace with the Golden Dolphin Heralds and the submissions and letting people know about their acceptances and returns. And that's fairly daunting. Roderick does not have his AOA. So today we're going to rectify that mistake and raise him to the nobility of our kingdom.
Greetings unto all to whom these presents come from King Anton, along with our chosen consort, Queen Linnet. It is our prerogative as rulers of this fair realm to honor our subjects whose noble qualities have pleased us. Those who give of their time to render assistance to our kingdom, great officers, are well appreciated, especially the thankless job that is the heraldry office. There is one in particular who has for quite some time been the Opal Deputy within the heraldic branch, working hard to keep communications flowing, taking a break only when hit with the plague. He is someone always there to support. Such fine attributes deserve our recognition. Thus are we, Anton and Linnet, King and Queen, right-minded to award arms to Roderick Mund and direct him to consult with our herald to fashion suitable arms to be his and his alone. This is our word, done at the Stovik Novice and Unbelt Tourney on the 5th day of June in the 56th year of the Society, being the 2021st year of our Lord, in our barony of Stovik, Anton Rex, Linnet Regina. Calligraphy and illumination by Mistress Modern Tremaine. For Lord Roderick Mund, newest noble of the Kingdom of Atlantia. Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
Lord Roderick has been so busy seeing to everybody else's heraldic needs that he does not yet have his own arms.
Oh my goodness.
We're going to have to get right on that.
We need to design him something?
No,
It's a group
Your
effort?
Majesty, no.
Can you call the autocrat?
Yes. Their Majesties will be attended now by Lady Juliana.
Lady Juliana, we understand that you have had some contests and tournaments today.
Been an adventure, Your Majesty.
Come in and
Please.
turn around and look at the crowd and the camera.
And let us know what's been going on today.
Thank you, May I address the populace?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, wonderful. Welcome, everyone. First in-person event in a very long time. Very excited to see everyone's smiling faces. Yes. I want to start off by thanking everyone who made this event possible. My event staff were far and above. As a novice autocrat, not really know what I'm doing. I really appreciated their guidance and their efforts to make this event the way it was today. I'd like to especially thank my reservation staff. There was definitely some interesting moments, specifically last week when we went from 50 to 150. So very exciting, of course. Did present some challenges, however. I also want to thank the tech crew for all of your hard work with every event. It's been absolutely wonderful. So I also want to address the winners of some of our tourneys today. For heavy, we had an unbelt tourney and a tournament of Chivlary. Both were won by Hugo von Gunthenberg. Sorry, I butchered that. If you would see Sir Carlisle afterwards, that would be appreciated. For rapier, we had the novice tourney with Blaise Frostel was the winner of that, and the Holmgang tourney with Enmar winning that. So if you guys would see me afterwards, I'd appreciate it. And then if I would have just a word from my archery marshal.
She only asks when you're chewing.
Timing is impeccable.
Stuck to my hand. Well, we didn't have a huge number of archers, which didn't surprise me, but we all had fun. And Frontinus Julius from Bright Hills actually got in 3 royal rounds, so he's now on the books in the 20 to 40 point category, which is a nice thing to see. And we had fun hitting the targets that I brought, and hopefully I'm sure at Battle in the Bay there'll be more fun to be had. So I was glad that I was able to put something together fairly last minute, and I think everybody had fun, and I think everybody's had fun the whole day, so that's good.
Thank you, Excellency.
Thank you.
Thank you. And as this is novice tourney, I felt like it was appropriate to wrap up my summary here with, we had a first authorization by Alicia de Olivier. I apologize again if I butchered that. Welcome, fantastic job. And then just a final thank you to everyone who came out today. I know many of you have traveled a decent bit, and with the restrictions being what they are, it's made some interesting challenges, but thank you for making this a fantastic event. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lady Juliana.
Autocrat and staff.
For the autocrat, her staff, and all the winners of today's competition. Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
A little bit of reprieve in the weather here. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Call the candidate.
I thought you wanted to call it.
We'll find out if she wants to go forward first.
Oh, okay. Call it.
Come now before your crown, Lady Svislava Ruslanova.
Last night, we asked you to sit vigil to be ready to answer the question. Are you prepared to go forward and to become a Knight of Atlantia?
I am.
Call forth the order.
Their Majesties would be attended now by the Order of Chivalry.
Sir, do you have unfinished business?
I do, Your Majesty.
Rise.
Lady Sydney, some years ago you sat across my kitchen table with me and my lady. We discussed forming this relationship, and you paid me the highest compliment and honor that a peerless realm will ever have, and that's somebody that chooses to walk their path with you. It's time for me to take this back.
Are there any other relationships or commitments that would prevent you from moving forward?
They're not.
Harold?
Is there a tunic for this candidate?
There is. First of all, this is gorgeous.
It has been my honor to watch you progress into the person and the fighter that you are. And it has been my honor to help during the vigil and today. And I just want you to remember that on the field, this is what both enemy and friend will see. And they will know that you are going to come and wreak havoc or save them.
Be careful,
Thank you.
we moved you over some.
So the camera can see you a bit better.
Are there spurs?
There are, Your Majesties, people of Atlantia, the golden spurs of a knight, the most subtle and yet the most historic of all of our emblems. In the Middle Ages, spurs were used to goad men to greatness, and to drive wild beasts against the foe. The struggle and the joy of being a knight is to make sure that you drive those before you in the service of your king and your queen, but you do it with the dignity befitting of your station.
Careful sitting. We have a belt.
There is, Your Majesties. This is the belt of a knight. It is the most visible outward symbol of an inward dedication to excellence in prowess and character. Its whiteness symbol is a symbol of the purity of spirit to which you are going to be held accountable. It represents the hope in a child's heart when they're lost, that you could help them find their parents. It represents the fear in Atlantia's enemies' hearts. And it represents
the place in all of our hearts where the dream is held, when someone can lean over to a newcomer and point across the field and say, "She is a knight." It can be discolored with sweat and blood and tears, but never with dishonor, and I'm sure you won't.
Yes, Their Majesties, there is a chain. This is the chain of a knight, and a hefty one at that. This is the outward symbol that binds us to our crown. This is the piece that our oath is given upon. This is where our words stand. Each link in this chain looks uniform and identical, yet each was cast in its own way, forged in its own way, walking its own path. While they may appear identical, they are all distinctly different, yet they are all equally strong. This is the part in the speech where they tell you not to be that weak link, but you don't have that in your heart. This is the chain of your family, worn by your knight, Sir Roussel de Tavernier, worn by your brother, Sir Connell McKee MacRaymond, and will now be worn by you. This is a heavy, heavy chain, but the joy in your heart will lift this and it will feel as nothing to you. Thank you, Mike.
You have a sword? You prepared to give your oath?
I am.
Just hold. Don't push down the sword sharp.
I've heard it said that the greatest gift given to us by God is love, and so my oath is simple. I would seek to return the love His kingdom has shown me back to it.
Medicine?
For our part, we would hope to show you the love that you show this kingdom. We will listen to your counsel, we will seek it in turn, and we will give it as needed. We will be a rock that you may lean upon in times of need or to shelter behind. We swear to be a foundation beneath your feet that will never falter as you walk a new path going forward. This we so swear till death take us, the world end, or we depart the throne.
This we so swear.
Dub thee once. Dub thee twice. Dub thee knight. Rise, sir.
Here steps Sibislava, Rusla Anova, Atlantia's newest knight, who speaks softly and carries a big polearm. She who leaps nimbly into the fray with goat-like reflexes, who never fails to answer Atlantia's call to arms. She comes bearing arms by letters patent, to wit, Perbend Sinister, Argent and Ghouls, a sun and a goat passant, counterchanged. She has granted these honors by we, Anton and Leonard, rightful monarchs at our Stovik Novice tourney this June 5th, Honor Societatis 56, in the last days of plague.
Calligraphy and illumination.
Calligraphy and illumination by calligraphy and wordsmithing by Puffin. Illumination by Baroness Ingegard Kastenrazi.
Vivats.
For Sir Sibislava, newest knight of the Kingdom of Atlantia. Vivats! Vivats! Vivats!
The dog agrees.
So, in closing, want to say thank you once again. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today, sharing the fellowship. Take a moment. This court will be recorded and put back online. There will be the scrolls will be on a scroll text, scroll show following it. And you'll be able to see the artisans, both the illuminators as well as the scribes who pulled that together. Thank you very much.
We hope to see some of you in 3 weeks. And I'm sure their highnesses do as well at their coronation.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Until
Close
then,
court.
adios, Atlantia.
The business of their majesties being done, herein closes their court. For their majesties, vivat! 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 For their highnesses, vivat! Vivat! Vivat!